All right, it's 9 o'clock. We'll open our public hearing, and this is for the proposed budget. So I need a motion to open the hearing,
So moved.
and I'll make a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, we are open for any comments or questions you may have. I know. So we just opened the
Morning.
hearing. Morning. Do you have any comments for us?
Well, I'd just like to,
Oh,
have it explained what, exactly we go by here.
okay. We can do that. What's your name, sir?
Jerry Brownlee,
Call in on the office phone.
Okay,
Jerry Brownlee.
Okay.
I missed that.
Jerry Brownlee.
Okay, so do you have a sample? Did you bring your form? We've got some. So if you go through these, this is because of the state legislature law that they passed last year. And so this is a brand new mailing, which is why it's the first time, and we've gotten a lot of questions about it. So there's three sections. There's the school section, the county section, and then if you live in a city, there's a city section. So we're gonna look at the county section since that's what we are. And if you look at the county part, you'll see that you have a current tax rate, the effective tax rate, and the proposed tax rate.
So the current property tax, what's that consist of?
The current tax rate is what it is now. The effective,
15.63800.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
okay,
You're
okay.
good.
So we're looking at the rates right now so that you can see how yours change or don't. So you have your current tax rate, you have your effective tax rate. That is if the valuation stayed the same and the budget stayed the same, which it didn't because valuations went up. And that is, the county assessor does that part of this. And then if you go over to the right side, the proposed tax rate. So you'll see that our current tax rate and our proposed, it went up, and that's countywide. If you live in rural, then it'll show you what the rural rate did. If you live in a city, it'll show you what your city did. Now, if you turn over to the back, at the very bottom, there is a website that's really helpful. If you go down to that website, you need to have your assessed valuation for 2022 and 2023, and you'll put that number in. And I've got an example right here. So this is one example. So this was the assessed property value. When
So mine's a set.
your assessed value is not on this mailing. So you have to go to the county assessor's website to get this value unless you have your assessed valuation. And this just tells you how that contributes to this overall valuation. And this is on the website, so it's a tool that'll show you how to calculate how your taxes are gonna change, okay? So in this example, the school tax, the current and the proposed, and then the county and the proposed, and then it gives you the change. So this is all available online. And yes, it is all very confusing. I can tell you at the county, our taxes are going up because we started an ambulance service.
I have a question on that.
It-
Oh, go ahead, you go ahead, finish.
Let's, yeah. So, I know it's confusing. Do you have any other questions on this?
Well, okay, the first, figure on here, that says the
What they do,
current property tax, and then is that the county? I mean, it looks like 2,896,000.
Are you looking at the county portion of it on the middle?
What I'm looking at is this figure
Okay, you're
here.
looking at the school. So the school one, is that what their current tax says? And then what they're proposing?
Oh, okay,
Okay, and so that'd be the same for the county.
okay.
Yeah. But the way to see how this translates into dollars and cents for your individual situation is really to go to this website and do that worksheet. And I know it's confusing.
So is there a number we can call, if we don't, if we have problems with that?
Auditor's office,
Yeah, Shannon can help work through.
yeah, Shannon can help you and ask for Shannon. You want me? Auditor. Lee, you got a lot of background noise there.
I'm sorry, what?
You have a lot of background noise.
I'm on the highway.
Oh, okay.
So what was the name of those?
I can hang up if you want me to.
Shannon,
Shannon?
You want to give him the number?
Well, Central probably be able to take a lot of that, couldn't it?
the number is 641
The Central's office not be able to take a lot of it.
472.
All they're gonna tell you is the property
40.
valuation.
But it's again,
Got right.
They don't have anything to do
2840.
with this piece.
2840.
And ask for Shannon, she's the nicest person.
I'm sure.
Okay,
Hey,
okay. Lynn, did you have a question?
Yes. I know getting started with an ambulance service or any big service like that takes quite a bit of setup and it takes a lot of drag time until everything
Right.
starts to flow. There really is, always, no matter what the new thing is. However, I was, I called, Joe Ledger, and he said that they, as far as he knew, and you guys can correct me or fill in, that the town was not going to pay for any, and they usually pay for a third of of it.
Yeah, see, that doesn't happen anymore.
And that is not feasible. We can't rescue everybody in town and pay for it with just the people out in the country. No. And we should, if you're going to do that, we'll have to restrict or not serve the town. If the county people are paying for the town people getting hauled to the hospital, we're not gonna pay for it.
Everybody in the county's paying the city people too, on
City
their
people
taxes.
too?
Yeah.
Well, how come, where'd you get the idea that the city is not contributing their one third?
I think because he thinks they should pay for it. It's just as the committee that,
He said they used to.
well, the committee D used to be on, or is on, the one I call the three-legged milk stool.
The ambulance.
The ambulance, the county and the city.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like once we've started this ambulance thing, it falls on the county to take care of it.
Why?
I know the hospital is
And
giving
hospital.
us some of their levy money for a while.
For a while? Oh,
What he
dear.
says, yeah. And the city, Lynn, at some point, we thought everybody was going to pay for a new ambulance.
Yeah.
As every day that goes on, you hear less about how they're going to help us with that new ambulance.
Oh.
So although I agree with you, it doesn't seem fair. It's just what we have to deal with right now. As
Is there
far
any way we can,
as shame them into helping us.
hold them hostage? I like hostage better than shaming.
Okay, we'll go with shaming.
More fair.
Possible.
It gets more effective.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Valid points. We're taking comments right now. We're not gonna have.
Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it.
No,
No,
you're
no, I
fine
like
to say that.
Doug used to
but-
be on the ambulance committee too, so
So-
it's,
Right.
I'm kinda, but it didn't have all this.
But
so
we've
they-
got your comment and appreciate it. Thank you. Yes.
well, I mean, I'm a nurse and I worked at a hospital for 15 years, but that was 15 years ago. They had ambulance service then. What happened to that?
That contract ended and was not renewed.
They wanted to jump the price up.
They were gonna increase the price $1.5 million, which is less than our budget for the ambulance. So either way, it would have gone up.
And how did they pay for it then?
Yeah.
Was it a,
Before, it was the three-legged stool. The hospital paid some, the city paid some, and the county paid some.
Okay,
what
it
happened
should
to
stay
that
that way.
plan?
Sorry.
The entities decided not to do that anymore.
The city did. The city decided not to.
So, do you have a comment, question on the budget?
Well, I basically more here to listen than anything, but, and I think everybody here is struggling with inflation on one thing that
Mhm.
I'm just really struggling trying to figure out like. When you get into a time when you're struggling, there's a time when you just gotta repair and patch up what you've got. Until time turns around where you have the funds to do it with. And it looks to me like we just keep throwing more tax burdens on people that are already having problems getting their bills paid, feeding their family. Insurance is up, everything. I mean, just, and the return on investment is just not there right now. I mean, I hope that it does turn around, but right now, this inflation and then the competency of people that we have to do the job they do is terrible. And I don't know how to fix all that, but I know throwing money at it isn't gonna be the whole problem. You've gotta have. And I'm sure this ambulance service is something serious that we need to be looking at one thing here, but I think that. And I understand why the city doesn't think they need to be paying any more, but. You know, in agriculture, we handle a lot of money, but you don't stay home very long. And I don't think people realize, you know, that whole overall picture. And the trouble is we have too many people that have not experienced, you know, owning their own business and doing their own thing and realizing when inflation kicks you in the butt, you gotta make changes. And it can be kind of tough to tighten your belt as far as you need to tighten it because, I mean, we've had times in our businesses we had before, I mean, when we need to give employees deserve a raise for the time they're in there. And if you do, you can't stay in business. So it's kind of one of those things where you're between a rock and a hard spot.
Right. Yeah.
So when you can do something, you do what you can, but you just because. I think you understand what I'm saying. I
We
think, you
do.
know, it's a matter
We
of,
appreciate your comment.
I mean, like, right now, I mean, there's a lot of things I'm repairing that I should be trading for something new. It ain't there.
No. Oh, yeah.
Even if I've got a $30,000 piece of equipment and it needs $10,000 repair, it's cheaper than a $100,000 new piece of equipment.
Right.
And you just gotta eat it, and you just gotta go on, try to work it out. And so I don't know how you, and I understand, you know, we've got a credit card debt in our country today that's insurmountable. So people living above their means. So I don't know how to fix that, but I mean, somehow we've got to stop this thing going up any higher. We've got to get more efficient with what we've got. We've got to figure out somehow to figure this out. I mean,
We have to get creative.
yeah, it just, and I get it. I get it from both sides. I mean, I understand both sides, but you know, if you want a new car and you can't afford it and you can't get finance for it, you're gonna fix your old one.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but it just like right now it doesn't fit for much, anything that I see on my end, you know, so.
Okay, thank you.
You mean the new ambulance?
Pardon?
You mean the ambulance
Steve at the
service?
bottom.
Well, ambulance or anything else we're gonna do. I mean, we,
Anything else.
like, they want to put a new school. I don't know how, did the new school pass? I didn't hear about that.
That Pebble grant passed or law tax passed.
So the
And
new
that's
school is
cool.
coming.
Oh, that's not the school,
No.
their Pebble tax that they just had an election for.
Okay.
That's just,
Well, I know
I
that,
think it's just for repairs. It's-
Yeah.
I know
First-
that some of the schools, like, the church I go to is meeting at the middle school right now.
Mm.
And there are, you know, the roof's leaking and some stuff going on. Well, like, and I know they put it off, so it makes it look like they need to have a new school. But like Roosevelt Center got shut down because it wasn't fit for school, but they made a recreational center out of it. So why can't we fix the roof and make it last long enough to when we have, you know, we're looking at $4 point. And it could get worse.
Yeah.
So we need to repair it. We need to be more proactive of taking care of what we have rather than always looking for something, just something there. And I get it. I mean, who doesn't like a new car or a new house or a new deep freeze or a new couch? I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
One of the things we've done, and again, the school's the school board, but one of the things we've done in the county is we've bought a couple of belly dump trucks so that we're hauling our own rock, and that saves us a lot of money on paying for the trucking for the contract rock. So we're doing some proactive things like that.
Yeah.
And again, without the addition of the ambulance, everything, we would have stayed or even gone down a little bit.
The ambulance, if I remember right, too, like you said, the people, it was in the papers too, that they wanted way higher. They like,
The ambulance would have
Way
cost a
higher.
lot more, whether it was with the previous
Or just-
company or
or
us,
doing it
because
themselves.
they had asked for a 1.5 million more, and our budget for them is like 1.12
1.5 million more than what was going on.
with the ambulance.
Yeah.
Than currently, which was probably about, and I'm pulling a number out of my
Sure.
head, 400,000. Like they really upped it.
They went from 300 and some thousand to 1 point.
I'm using a number out of my head, so, but it was significant.
Like 3 or 4 times what.
A lot more.
Yeah.
So anyway, either way, it would have cost a lot more whether it had stayed there. We're hoping here now, the first year, you know how it is, anytime you do something brand new, you've got the startup costs. In our case, we were very fortunate to have that ARPA funds, the American Rescue Plan, so we used those for, hang on, I actually have that sheet here. So I can tell you exactly how much.
Okay.
For a lot of the startup costs.
I get the startup cost.
Yeah.
So for the building, we used ARPA funds for the, like software, that kind of stuff. Setting up the different processes that they needed to do. Those were startup costs, buying printers, computers, that kind of thing. So that was non-tax dollars. So what the budget forecasts that you got the mailing about is the operational costs. And we will be getting more revenue starting now than we have, because we're 6 months into this now, and it takes about 6 months on any new healthcare business to get the payers set up and all that kind of thing. So right now we've got some dollars on the books that we haven't received yet, and that will be coming in also. Just because of it being startup and taking longer.
I can tell you that we are definitely trying to live within our means here.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I mean,
Yeah.
inflation's everywhere. It is everywhere.
Oh, we appreciate
Yeah.
your comments.
Yeah.
Because
It's
we do.
And I get it. I just don't see how it's affordable at this time. I mean, and anybody else feels differently. I mean, you know,
I feel bad that they're bad. I'm mad that the city is abdicating their responsibility to fork over the customary usual 1/3 of the cost. And the hospital is starting to back off on their customary amounts they've always added to this.
Okay,
Why? They think that, well, what if we say we can't afford it either? Would they do anything?
Who knows? You've
Who's
talked to
knows?
Joe,
Cause
haven't you?
it's three, it's all three together. How can they abdicate their responsibility?
Well, it's-
And legally even, can you get them legally? Let's get them. Move them, zing them, I don't
it's
care.
complicated.
Yeah, it is complicated.
So do we have any online, any comments on the budget? Otherwise, we can close the hearing and we can stay and talk, but we're in the budget hearing. I'm not hearing any, okay. We're gonna close, any more comments about the budget? Okay. You wanna make a motion to close the hearing?
Motion to close the hearing.
I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All righty, thank you.